You live in the future. 50 years ago, no one could fathom that the technology that exists today could change the world forever. Bicycles are an antiquated technology. Waiting for the bus is a thing of the past. We no longer live in an age where filling your car with flammable liquid priced like gold is a necessity so that we can wait in traffic to get to our jobs and earn more money to buy more flammable liquid. We all yearn to break free from our commute. And what would you say if I told you that you could? You'd call me crazy. I'd call it the Emove Cruiser. This content is brought to you for free, but that doesn't mean it was easy to make. If you enjoy any of the scenes you're about to see, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Here it is, the Emove Cruiser, an electric scooter sold by an industry-leading company called Voro Motors. At first glance, the scooter might look nondescript, but I assure you, that couldn't be farther from the truth. It has one of the most powerful motors of any single-motor electric scooter. It has front and rear suspension, semi-hydraulic disc brakes, a headlight, tail lights, turn signal, a horn, and its handlebars are fully adjustable and collapsible. It has the longest range per charge of any electric scooter I've ever tested. First impressions can be deceiving, but I promise, this scooter can do more than you think. Did I mention it's more or less waterproof? Okay. Enough with the theatrics. This scooter works for me, but who is it actually for? Everyone. With its fully adjustable handlebar height, 350-pound max rider weight limit, side view brake lights, and superior 52-volt 30-amp-hour LG battery, this scooter isn't likely to leave you disappointed. In fact, I'd argue that unless you're an extreme enthusiast or need to tackle some very serious hills, the Emove Cruiser is the perfect amount of scooter. Far and away, the biggest selling point to this scooter is the range. At a speed of around 14 miles an hour, thanks to the Cruiser's advanced controller and battery management systems, you can expect a range of anywhere between 50 and 60 miles per charge, depending on your weight. These aren't exaggerated numbers either. You don't believe me? Then click on the card in the upper right to watch my full official range test of this scooter. This scooter's cockpit features widened handlebar grips for more secure high-speed riding, a physical key ignition to make it that much harder to steal, the QS-S4 display and throttle module, and a console which houses the buttons for the lights, horn, and turn signal switch. The only downsides that I found up here are that the displays can get hard to read in direct sunlight, and the bars are squared, which makes it difficult to mount aftermarket accessories. Voro Motors does sell rounded bars that you can buy, but after testing out about 5 or 6 different phone holders, I did find one that works well, and I'll link that in the description below. So let's address a question I get a lot. How fast does it go? Well, if you're 180 pounds or less, 25 miles an hour is very possible on a full charge. But if you're anything like me, taller and bigger, you can expect about 23 miles per hour. Still very fast for a scooter. I actually tested that with a high-speed GPS satellite specifically tuned for speed testing using a device called Draggy, which I've also linked below in the description. Aside from questions about speed, another question I get a lot is how well it does with heavier riders. The scooter gets a lot of attention from huskier people because it has an advertised max weight of 350 pounds, higher than most other scooters. Even the $7,000 Dualtron X2 is only rated to 265 pounds, so what did I do? I found the biggest guy I know, and I let him try and break the scooter under normal use. Let's meet Eli. coming in at over 6 feet tall and tipping the scales at 270 pounds with his gear, Eli has made a name for himself as one of the most extreme electric unicycle and scooter enthusiasts around. Let's see how the scooter holds up. I spent a day filming with Eli, and I even asked him to try and break it, but in short, the scooter sustained 0 damage. So does that mean the scooter's indestructible? Absolutely not. You know me, I'm not like other scooter channels who'll exaggerate the facts and leave out the bad stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you this scooter's perfect. Just like every other scooter I've tested, there are some small manufacturing flaws you'll need to overcome to make this scooter 100% roadworthy for the long haul. First, the stem latch. It's used to adjust the height of the handlebars, and inside that latch area you'll find 3 screws. Mine were loose when I got the scooter, and if left that way, there's no doubt in my mind you'll either crack the stem latch or create very unsafe riding conditions. You absolutely must make sure these bolts are tight, and I recommend coating the threads with blue Loctite so you only have to worry about it once. The second weak spot of the scooter is the folding mechanism. It's very easy to use, but also has a weak spot. Down there you'll find 7 screws, and Voro Motors has pre-applied Loctite to 6 of them for you, but there's 1 screw towards the bottom of the latch that can come loose and cause the handlebars to wiggle back and forth. If you Loctite this screw, it'll cause resistance when you fold the scooter, but after tightening mine after the first ride, it never came loose again. So, take your Allen key and make sure that this sucker is real tight. My only other complaint is that the headlight really isn't enough to rely on completely at night during speed runs. It does work, and in combination with the 2 front runner lights, it does work pretty well, but I think it's still too low to the ground. I recommend an auxiliary headlight like the one I've linked in the description to attach to the handlebar area for superior visibility at night, especially if you're off-road. Alright, aside from those few things which you can pretty easily take care of with the included multi-tool and some Loctite, this is truly a great scooter, especially for the price. Let's go over what makes it unique and, in my opinion, one of the best options for an electric scooter under $1,500. Aside from the 50-mile range, which I covered earlier, I'll start with the obvious. It has built-in turn signals, and that's something I've never seen in a scooter before. I assume in the future more scooters will have this feature built in, but for now, it's groundbreaking. The turn signal switch is right by the button for the lights and horn, and the scooter even beeps when the signals are on so you don't forget to turn them off. Second, all of the visibility lights. If you push a small button located on the deck by the charge port, you'll get 2 front runner lights to turn on. And when you turn on the headlight, you also get 3 lights in the rear that turn on, 2 of which are visible from the sides of the scooter. Also the first time I've seen that. It seems like this scooter is geared toward visibility and safety, which is a huge plus if you're riding around the city. One of the other features that makes this one of the safer scooters around is the brakes. They're semi-hydraulic and capable of stopping the scooter twice as fast as scooters that weigh half as much. You can stop this thing on a dime. The next thing is the hill climbing power. Granted, you're not going to fly up hills like a dual motor scooter will, but this 600 watt motor in the Emove Cruiser actually peaks closer to 1600 watts when going up steep hills. Even though it wasn't very quick, it did get me up the steepest hills around my house, and I weigh 200 pounds. I also really enjoy the amount of real estate on the deck. It's pretty massive, even with my size 13 shoes. I never felt cramped. That doesn't necessarily mean the scooter stays big though. Thanks to the folding handlebars, it has one of the most compact designs of any scooter. The scooter weighs 52 pounds, which is right around the threshold of too heavy for me. I still got it upstairs and was able to lift it in my car with no issues though. One step up in the scooter world like the Mantis Pro in the 60-pound arena, and it definitely becomes too heavy for me to manage easily. If you're in the market for a scooter with range, or you just want the most amount of features for the least amount of money, this scooter is an obvious choice to me. But on top of that, it's comfortable, fully adjustable, and has great suspension and stopping power. If you think you might be interested in this scooter, don't forget to take a gander down in the description of this video where I've got a coupon code linked for you to get 7% off at Voro Motors. If you found any value in this content, or you just enjoyed the great scooter footage, please consider subscribing to the channel so we can keep making great scooter content. Thanks everyone, I'll see you next time.